for that, do we just move to the side?
Aaron, we'll take a step back, alright, so I can get you both in.
Is that cool?
Yep.
Right.
We stop. Okay, so our film name is called Sod's Law, and our group name is called HZAG Productions, and my name is Harris.
And mine's Andrew.
The key themes in our film are drug abuse and homelessness.
So for the main synopsis of Sod's Law, there's a teenager called Nathan Smith. He leaves home after an argument with his dad, much to the dismay of his mum. So he moves on to Hounslow High Street to a bench outside Greg's. So that's where he'll be based for most of the film, and we'll see most of the bench there. So we see him struggling with life. He attempts to steal something from Greg's. He tries to beg people for money. He has dialogue with people passing by. So after a few days, someone from the public offers him a way out, which is drugs, so he takes it. So then the audience sees how his life changes. So you see him getting a new car, a new apartment, a girlfriend. So a few weeks after that, his mum sees him, so they repair their relationship and they start to go closer and closer. So Nathan's father begins to feel that the mother has been having an affair, so he follows her to Nathan's house and makes her choose between either the father or Nathan. So as she is about to give her answer, the police burst in and arrest him on suspicion of drugs. So,
Our initial ideas for our location was Hounslow High Street, outside Greg's on a bench.
So for lighting, we thought natural lighting would be best because we want to make it as professional and look as good as we can. We felt that if we did it in dark, it wouldn't look amateur.
Our costume we decided to go with was a worn-out white top with a lot of black markers on it and ripped a lot, so it shows how homeless man is portrayed, and worn trousers and worn-out shoes as well.
So for sound, for diegetic sound, we would include dialogue. So dialogue between the shop manager and Nathan, and dialogue between the members of the public and Nathan. And so for non-diegetic, we would include mainly the conversation of people around in the atmosphere and in the background. So this is half of our group mood board. So this picture here is significant. It is the bench. So this is where most of the recording will take place. And as you can see, Greg's is just behind there. And I felt that this photo was quite important as well because it shows someone stealing something from a shop. And we felt this links in well with our theme because when you're homeless, you tend to do things that you wouldn't normally do. So you'll attempt to steal food to try and survive. So we felt this was important.
As you can see, this is the other side of our mood board, and our main protagonist is Mohammed Osman, and he's playing as Nathan Smith, and he's age 16. And you can see over here, we're going to portray his fingers. This is not his, but we're going to make his fingers look like brittle and not really nice. And this shows the desperation when he gets bored and sad, he just bites his nails. The aim of our film is to raise awareness of homelessness and show what drug abuse can do. Our target audience is 15 years or older, as scenes and context scenes and context for anyone younger than that is very distressing. So we've thought that 15 years is the best age. The basic information of Nathan is he's 16 years old, he's got no place to live, and he lives on Hounslow High Street. He's unemployed, he's got no income, no siblings, and his hobbies and interests before he was homeless was football. His physical information is that he's 6 foot tall, he's mixed race, his eye colour is brown, his skin colour is brown, and he's got hair colour is brown. His hairstyle is afro, and his shape is oval, and he has no medical issues. He left school after a month of A-levels. He's not really clever, as he got mainly D's in his GCSEs, and his learning experience was he was an A-level dropout.
So this is a Brisbane pipeline.
That's fine, boys. We'll look at your.
Oh, is that fine?
Yeah.
So from here, these are copies of our storyboard. And a copy of our shot list as well. So for scripting, we plan to include dialogue in 2 scenes. So for the first scene will be when the shop manager catches Nathan trying to steal food. So it'll be a short dialogue between Nathan and the shop manager himself. And the second scene will be when there's interaction between Nathan and members of the public.
Our publics are going to divide between ourselves. So the materials we're going to we have like some materials I have, some materials he has, and the materials the tops we're going to get are a white top, old shoes, sandwich, trousers, scissors, wallet, pictures of family, coins, empty cup, bench, and a blanket. And as you can see here, this is the location in more detail. As you can see, bread is over there, the bench is here, and this is how crowded it's going to be over there sometimes. The cast we're going to have is Mohammed, and he's a homeless person. We have a store manager, a family member, and members of the public 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And with the members of the public, we've got friends to act for us, and we have actually a family member for acting for Mohammed.
And these will all be confirmed. So for the costumes, we plan to dress Nathan in a ripped t-shirt, ripped trousers, worn out shoes, to show his desperation and what he's left with. For the store manager, we want to look smart, professional, to show the prestige difference between Nathan and store manager. For the flag members, will be wearing a jacket. And for the members of the public, from 1 to 5, there'll be 5 different people from completely different backgrounds. So a businessman, someone from the gym, to show the difference in the background.
As this is our health and safety table, and it shows some of the actions that could happen, some risks that can happen, and the possible danger and injury that can happen. And it shows the level of danger with the green, amber, or red. And we have also written a column of what actions could be taken to prevent this from happening.
So for our filming schedule, we plan to space out over 2 days. So the 16th of Jan and 17th of Jan. So we plan to do this from 10 to half 3. So we thought it's a good time because the lighting is natural. From 10 to 11, it won't be as jam-packed, so it'll be nice and quiet. But then after that, it'll be nice and busy, so we'll be listening well with our teams. And so for the editing schedule, we plan it out over 2 weeks. That includes lesson time, after school, and supervised study periods together. So for each day, we've set a list or a tick list of what to do in each 2 days. So for the first 2 days, we plan to place it all into order and look over all the recordings that we did. For the next 2 days, we plan to assemble the opening credits and we plan to start editing the film. After that, we plan to include the title, the starring, special effects. Then we plan to put it into chronological order, and on the last day, we plan to check it all over and publish it. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, boys. Do you want me to kick off? Just kind of looking through here. Have you thought through filming at Greg's?
Yeah.
With
we plan to do it outside, so not entirely inside. So they have a table outside, so we're just going to put a sandwich outside that has been left by the store.
But have you asked Greg's?
Yeah.
You have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who have you spoken to at Greg's?
One of the guys from the back.
Okay. You need to make sure that you make proper arrangements. That means you need to speak to the manager of the store and say what date you want to come in and do this, and they might say a particular time that is good, because obviously they don't want you coming during the lunchtime rush hour, and you need to speak to a manager and have an actual name of the person that you've spoken to, because otherwise you can't film. Because you need to film in Greg's, because you've got the bit where he tries to steal a sandwich and then have an argument. So you do need proper permission from a manager, not just somebody that works there. Okay.
I mean, in terms of being on Hounslow High Street, it's, like you said, it is going to be busy. You've thought about that, but it's going to be, you know, you're going to have people, you know, who are just going to walk through your shots and stuff like that. You need to think about, you know, because you can't stop people in the street. You know, it's not as if you're a professional film crew.
To avoid that, we plan to section off a cordon so we can get the members of the public, so like 5 or 6 people to help us out. We're going to ask them to stand on the edges, so when we're recording, to make sure they're out of the frame and stop people from coming in.
You're going to ask members of the public?
No, the people who we already asked, who are going to be the members of the public. So the 5 people who are going to appear with that dialogue with Nathan, we're going to ask them to come on both days to help out. So to cordon, so we'll be over here recording, and then we're going to edge the cordoning off. So if anyone tries to walk in, they'll be like, I'm sorry, we're recording there. Walk the edges.
And kind of linking that back to the first question, you're not going to be stopping people from getting into Greg's, are you? Because I'm sure the manager wouldn't agree with that.
I think we can do that early in the morning, as soon as
A
they're
lot of
open.
people are going to be there. In the morning.
Yeah.
There's going to be a few people. Because not Saturday, Sunday.
So you're just going to upset a few people then, yeah?
Not really. No, we will let them go through. If they want to go through, they can go through.
Okay. I do think you're going to find that very challenging, in my opinion. Also, in terms of the location, because I know we originally talked about Cranford Park, the location of that bench, in reality, not that I have any experience of being homeless, but I would imagine that you would go somewhere a bit more remote, like a doorway, somewhere to shelter yourself. It looks very exposed location. I don't know whether it's believable as a scene, a shot.
It could be, because when the day is busy, and there's a lot of people there, and a lot of people passing the bench, I reckon it's best if we place them there. But at night, we'll place them at another bench, so somewhere else, or under like a roof shutter, so away.
Is there a nighttime shot?
Nighttime shot.
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 No. For our opening times, we're just doing in the day. So you're just
But
seeing one
you
day.
just said,
So I'm saying if we needed to. So for the actual film, if we needed to.
but you'll say, because you've said here, in shot 21, focus on bench with worn out blanket on it.
Yeah.
Why would you have a blanket there then?
To show that it's ready for him. Like he's left the bench to go to Greg's. He's coming back. We're showing that it's his.
But then you're saying that he sleeps at that bench
Yeah.
where Greg's is.
Yeah.
And we're saying that he wouldn't sleep at a bench like that because it's so open.
But in a sense, he could sleep there in the day, and then maybe move on for night.
I would suggest you kind of angle it that if you're still going to use that bench, that's where he begs, and he goes there because he knows that he'll get a steady stream of people that are going to Greg's, and then maybe giving him food or hopefully giving him a bit of money. Maybe that's the angle you should go for. All right. Knowing Mohammed, does he know how you're dressing him up?
Yes,
Yeah,
And-
we spoke about it, and he said yeah.
Okay.
Only
Just-
some tweaks didn't want to do was sit on the floor, so you have to get to sit on the bench.
Okay. Only because he always looks impeccably smart at school, and I just think
So you don't have to do the book by itself.
true, but absolutely out of his comfort zone. But okay, that's fine if he knows that he's doing that. I'm trying to think what I was going to ask. You crack on, miss, if you think of anything.
Okay. With the titles, I feel like there's moments where you've kind of remembered that you need to put a title in, but then you haven't. So, going back to your research tasks when you were asked to look at the title sequence and the timings and all the titles that come up, that's really important, and you would drop massive marks if you got that wrong. And looking at your shot list, you just have the production company logo coming at the beginning, and then nothing happens for quite a long time, and even then we don't get all of them. Like, you haven't actually specifically stated all the different titles that come up, and you need to do that, okay? Because it needs to come into your planning. Yeah, nothing. There's no other title until shot 45. Yeah, okay. And then that's it. There is no other title, okay? Shot 2, it says, shows Nathan standing in Hounslow High Street. And then shot 3 is Nathan standing upright. And then Nathan starts to walk. I'm just thinking about what's the first thing going to be when I see on my screen? Looking at that, I'm just going to be seeing a man standing stationary.
Well, we plan to make it look far and then zoom in so it gets closer.
Like he's just standing. And
Yeah.
But it'll look like he's really homeless and just like in desperation, like he just wants
Yeah.
to just stand
So
there.
we're just-
Everyone's walking past and just standing there doing nothing.
So we'll dress him up properly, but he'll be standing there, and then we'll zoom into him like he's coming close to the camera. We'll start walking towards the shops.
Like you see, everyone else is all prestige and then he's just.
I think you need to rethink that. I think it can be a much more powerful opening. I don't think that's going to be a powerful opening. I don't know whether you could start it off with literally a close-up of just, you can see his hand around the cup and he is shaking the cup as he's begging, and then we zoom out to reveal that it's him begging and we see him. But you start with something as symbolic as his begging cup, you know? Because I think starting with someone just standing in the middle of the high street is not very effective. Okay. The black screens for the titles. Why is it a black screen?
Because we thought it would stand out better if it was a black screen and in coloured text
Okay. Is that for every title?
for some.
Okay. You need to do the titles over what's happening.
Yeah, that's what we plan to do. So you see
No,
some.
because you're saying it's going to be on a black screen.
For some it'll be the black screen, but for some, when the
Okay.
actual.
None of them should be on a black screen.
Okay.
Okay. Right. I like that you had that photograph up there, which is showing how his fingernails are going to look. But in terms of, it's not going to be just his fingernails. You're gonna. I don't teach him, so I don't even know. Apart from the picture that you've shown us, I don't even know what he looks like. But how are you going to make him look like that homeless person? I know you said you're going to have him in a torn T-shirt,
Clothes,
but it takes
so
more than just a torn T-shirt.
we'll make him look like really tired, so we'll make sure that he has lack of sleep the day before, so he has bags under his eyes
No, that's not going to work. You have to use makeup to do that.
and makeup, yeah.
You need to use eye makeup to do that. What about his hands? How are you going to make them look dirty and grubby?
Well, we were gonna
Put it like a lot of mud.
a little bit of mud.
Make it look like dirty.
Fresh mud.
Like make it dry up. Like when you put mud in, you go after a while, when you like have dry, like on your skin, it dries up and looks really crispy.
Yeah.
Like that.
You just kind of need to make sure that you don't start making him look like a
Stick of the dump.
farmer
Yeah.
almost. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you need to be careful with that. I think with the tired eyes, you definitely need to use makeup on his face. Okay. You need to make him look quite pale, as far as possible. Give him those bags under the eyes, and the hands is really important to make it look dirty. Who will be supplying? You know, you talked about torn T-shirt and stuffy
We have
shoes.
divided like I got shoes that I can like give like the
Do they fit him?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna ask.
That's important.
I
Because
don't
if they
know.
don't,
We've got quite a lot of things to do. So I've got loads of T-shirts. You've got loads of T-shirts. So depending on what the size is, you can give it to them. I've got small, medium, and large.
okay, that's it. What I'm saying is you need to make sure that you plan exactly who's supplying what, and
We're gonna do it equally and we're gonna provide it.
you know, you need to be able to kind of give up the clothes if you're going to rip them up and things, you know.
Yeah.
And makeup, who's actually going to do the makeup? I wouldn't suggest just kind of whacking it on.
We're not sure. We're gonna.
We would not ask someone
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, you need to think about who you're going to get to actually put that makeup on, because otherwise it could look horrendous. Okay. Yeah.
And where you're going to do this. Obviously, he needs to get dressed. So is he gonna get dressed at home and then walk in, and then you're gonna sit outside Greg's and do his makeup there? You know, these are all the kind of little details that
Yeah.
you need to kind of think through.
Yeah, I think it's your shot by shot is quite detailed, and that's fine. I would make sure that you actually follow this though, in terms of all the camera movement and things. Don't actually just ignore it. A lot of people do. You need to follow it. You need to put in your titles, but you do need to pay attention to those finer details. I think that's the main thing that's missing at the moment.
Okay.
Okay. You guys said that you were going to have the members of public that are obviously your friends cordoning off the area. What are you going to do when they're in the shop?
I'll ask more people to come. Because I've got a couple of friends who are willing to come, and he's got a couple of friends who are willing to help out. So we're going to plan it out on which day to ask them. So on the first day, when there's no members of public, we'll ask the 5 people who are going to be in the actual film itself to help out. And then on the second day, I'll ask my friends to come.
Okay. I just think, you just need to be really careful about that side of things in terms of
We might rethink
dealing
about
with the public.
location.
Yeah.
We might rethink the location because of how I said it.
Say that again.
We might rethink the location. We may. We think we should because of what you
Okay.
said.
In which case, you would need to run that by us. Okay.
I mean, with that in mind, the crowd scene I was worried about, because I just think if you've got, say, him sat outside Greg's or wherever he's going to be sat, and he's got these people walking past him, and then all of a sudden you've got this crowded scene where he's pushing through people, is it going to be the same 5 people that we're going to be seeing over and over again?
No.
So just
Yeah.
bear that in mind, okay? Because otherwise it will look really silly if you use the same person for kind of different. It's like the same person walking back and forward. Yeah. All right.
Okay, that's all from me.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
but
once you guys have kind of looked over these things and you've shown us that you've got that, those finer details in place,